Welcome, Weston. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm so happy to be here.
Fantastic. So, for those of you, for those, and also welcome Biovio, my fellow partner in crime, my anime dude, my friend.
Hello, everyone. Sorry. Hi, everyone.
AKA Chris Sabat. So, Weston, for those who don't know who you are, could you potentially just tell us who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. My name's Weston Young. Primarily an actor. Do some writing, directing. I'm a star on TikTok a bit. I mean, I wouldn't say star, but I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, big
And
time.
yeah, it's pretty much me.
How many followers do you have on socials?
On all the socials, last time I had about 30,000.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
thanks.
fantastic. What's your content primarily?
Primarily swords, if you can see in the back there. Got my swords on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then tabletop RPGs primarily.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
you've done some D&D stuff with Biorvio. How did that go?
Oh, it was awesome. I played a catfolk rogue who was just so much fun to play.
Fantastic. And
Oh man, that,
you were the
that was
dungeon
such a
master,
fun session,
Biorvio?
dude. I'm sorry.
Were you the dungeon master?
I was the dungeon master. Yes. If I remember correctly, I had asked a couple of people that were going to be playing what kind of thing we wanted to do. So we did. It was titled "Trouble on the Starship Steam: A Steampunk Adventure in Space." So it combined elements of steampunk with sci-fi, and it was, oh my gosh, it was one of the coolest games I've ever done of any kind of tabletop RPG.
That's awesome.
It was
That's
really
awesome. Yeah,
fun.
I did one shot with Biorvio Weston, and it was a lot of fun. He's a really good master, and
Absolutely.
yeah, we had an absolute blast. So what have you acted in, Weston?
Let's see. If we're talking about anime, I actually did a live action anime that's on Amazon Prime and Tubi recently. It's called My Neck, and I play a character who's very, very akin to Naruto or um, some fairy tale characters, very outrageous and goofy. But it's about him in the sport of like it's called necking, where you have to slap the back of your opponent's neck. And it's like martial arts, and it's really a lot of fun. But I'd highly recommend that. Uh, but I do a lot of film. I started in theater, and uh, and I've done some voice acting, not as much as I want, but mostly film.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Have you seen My Neck, Biorvio?
I have actually looked into it, and I believe I've seen the pilot episode of it. I think the work that I most associate with you with was that commercial that you did not too long ago. Because I remember being in the movie theater and seeing it. I'm like, dang, that guy looks familiar. And then I see one of your videos when I get home, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was him.
Yeah, I did a Coca-Cola commercial last year, which was really awesome. It was about my character has a crush on a girl who's deaf, and so I learned sign and just enough to ask her out on a date, and then we go to the movies and have a date. It's really sweet.
That's so cool. Coke always has the best commercials, so that's
Right.
fantastic to be involved in one. What a cool thing. And what got you started into acting in the first place?
Oh gosh, my high school theater. I had a lot of friends in the theater that I wasn't involved in. They like drugged me into it, and by the end of the first show, I was like, "Well, I guess this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life."
That's awesome. That's really, really
Yeah.
cool. Now, you might know me from my high school adaptation of Guys and Dolls. I was Sky Masterson, so I was the lead actor. So I'll give you an autograph. I've said this before to other guests. I'll just give you an autograph after this. I'll send it through Weston, if that's all right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
But musicals are a lot of fun. What are you allowed to talk about now that you're working on, other than my neck?
Yeah. Right now, uh, I just got hired onto a film called Butterfly, which is a very serious film. Uh, and you can see them on Instagram is where they're most prevalent on social media. And it's a very serious film. I play the lead character's best friend, and the lead character is accused of a crime he didn't commit, and he basically ruins his life. And that's kind of all I can say.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's a very
Cool.
serious film, and probably the biggest film I've been on so far too. So that's what's going on right now.
That's awesome. Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible. I've got a lot to add to my list after this for sure. Um, and obviously you're a sword fan, and you're an anime fan, is that right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool. What? Give us your top three anime.
Top three anime, I'd have to go. The first anime I ever watched was Fairy Tail, and I'm still not done with it. So long. That's like top of the list favorite anime, Fairy Tail. Then I'd have to say Violet Evergarden. I don't know if you've seen Violet.
Mhm.
Uh, it's on Netflix. It's a fantastic story. It's like it's so short too. Like I don't know if they are going to make another season, but I really want them to. I cry every time I watch it. If I need to cry, that's the anime I watch. And then I'd have to say, if we go with swords, I have to say Sword Art Online too.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. And how long have you been collecting swords for? Those are those katanas in the back?
Yeah, I got one katana that was given to me by one of my affiliates called Athena, and this one is a bastard sword. It was given to me by my dad when I graduated college. And then I have this one here is my longsword, which I bought 2 years ago now, I think. Yep. And I have a few training swords besides that, and I think I have a few at my parents' house. I have a full list of my like 4 videos on my TikTok about my whole sword collection. This is what I have in the apartment though right now.
That's awesome. Wow. I love that
Yeah.
wall. That's incredible and well displayed as well. Very, very well
I got my
displayed.
my Skyrim map here in the
Ah,
center.
Skyrim map. Amazing. I'm a Skyrim guy myself. I play it on
Oh
my
hell yeah.
Nintendo Switch. So that's so cool. Um
Yeah.
and I haven't started my sword collection yet, but I'm going to soon. I wouldn't want to break into your house, that's all I'm saying. I can imagine you standing there, someone breaks into your house, three swords, like three sword style, one in your mouth, two in your hands, and I
Absolutely.
just get out there pretty darn quick.
Full anime style, yeah.
Have you been invited to any conventions as of yet for being a guest?
I was invited to my hometown's convention. I think it was the Anchor comic book conventions in northern New York, way up
Hmm.
by Canada. And I wasn't able to attend, but they did play My Neck and another web series I was in called Paladin the Brotherhood, which is like a fantasy Lord of the Rings-esque web series that's on YouTube. So they played my show, but I wasn't allowed to go up and do, or I wasn't able to go up and do a panel. I was on set.
That's so cool, man. How does it
Yeah.
feel to have achieved your dreams in so many ways?
It's really cool, and but I'm always chasing more. Like
Mm,
to make it my main gig would be amazing. Right now, I'm like 1 or 2 gigs a month I can make time for or I get to do. But I'm always chasing it to be my main gig. That's the dream. But I
cool.
am so honored to be in a place where so many of my uh, coworkers and contemporaries like don't get that opportunity, and they're like, "I'm always craving work," and I'm like, "Yeah, I get work, and but I want more."
That's funny,
So
hey, because I mean, I was listening to another podcast recently, and they were talking about, these people that I was listening to are on a very high level. Being in movies with John Cena, they're in a movie with John Cena, Brad Pitt, I think at the moment, and a few other, and they still want more. They want a movie with them as their lead. So I don't think that ever stops with the chasing. But it's good to sit back
yeah.
and look at where you're at and what you've done, because you've obviously, just hearing what you've done already sounds like it is an incredible feats.
Hmm.
Um, and your fan base, are they? I mean, obviously, everyone says their fan base is quite cool. Do you have people from around the world?
Yeah, mostly the US. I believe I got a good following though in the UK,
Mm.
which is really fun. I've my dream to go to the UK is where my ancestry is from, so I've dreamed to go to Scotland. Uh, but a lot of really fun fans, uh, especially in my commenters are so funny with their, especially if I happen to slip like a thirst trap or something, then they're so funny. The comments my girlfriend and I go through them, and they're just so great. I love them all so much.
Well, you're welcome for all those comments, but your content is always really good and comment worthy.
I was gonna say on your thirst traps, it's just Biorvio most of the time. You know, it's just I just see his name duetting and commenting.
Yeah, it'll have like 99 comments and 97 of them are mine.
Is your girlfriend?
They're all deserved too.
I have to say.
Yeah. Is your girlfriend okay with the thirst traps going out? Does she get jealous, or is she all right?
No, because they're not like traditional thirst traps. There's always like a joke or like some laugh at my expense in part of it. So she just laughs and thinks it's hilarious. She'll show me the comments. Usually I don't. Sometimes I don't look the comments or I'm busy or whatever, but she'll like, you have to see these comments. They're hilarious. So she's super supportive on that front. So anyone who's let's see, not thinking they'll be embarrassed by their comments, not at all. No. My girlfriend's in the comments, like commenting herself, and like some people have like caught on that she's there and know who she is now, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay."
That's awesome. That's really. And my wife is from Scotland, by the way. I got married over there in a kilt and everything. So, and standing and seeing William Wallace's sword, his longsword, was quite an impressive thing. It was incredible to see his sword and see the history there. And walking up the pebble steps to Edinburgh Castle was amazing. But I'm also a bit of a geek in that sense, and yeah, it was incredible to see the history and just be in the castle. It was amazing. So yeah, is that your plan, to go to Scotland sometime soon then?
Yeah, I'm hoping next year to go to Scotland. That was the plan last year, but I was actually on set and I was in a car accident, which threw my whole year out of whack. So hopefully next year we can recuperate and get over there.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man. That's terrifying. You obviously your own stunts most of the time, or was just a freak accident?
It was a freak accident. There was the cast. We were going back to the hotel, and we were T-boned by another car.
Frack.
So it was 10 of us. Luckily, I didn't break anything. Had a concussion and some nerve damage, but was at home for 2 months. I feel better now. So we're getting back on the saddle.
Back on track. That's scary though. That's always scary. Wow. All right. Well, let's do a couple of anime questions, and then we'll get into some improv, because Biorvio is itching to go with his improv. I can see his smile coming there. See that?
Oh, is that obvious now?
What do you have any controversial anime opinions?
I think my most controversial one is I can't get into Naruto. I try. I watched the first 3 seasons of Naruto and some of the movies that take place in the first 3 seasons, but I get to Shippuden and I just tap out. It's so slow paced and just like 9 episodes to just the talking before the fight, and I just tap out. I'm very sorry to the Naruto fans, but I can't do it.
No, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people. At least you didn't say One Piece.
Okay, no,
One Piece is okay for you.
One Piece is good. I like One Piece. Pirates, yeah.
Good. No,
Pirates
I'm not.
and swords, absolutely. I'm in.
Heck, oh yeah, true swords. That's amazing. No, I Naruto. I'm the same. I mean, I watched some of it, but I'll stop talking about it there to not scare off all of my fans who like Naruto. But all 3 of them who love Naruto. But I will. I. And then do you have any anime goosebump moments that stand out to you? Moments that you, like you said before, you cried in a couple of anime. But do you have any goosebump moments where you're like, wow, I can watch that again and again and get goosebumps?
Oh man. Damn. What can, any fairy tale scene with Natsu kicking someone in the butt. Love it. I'd watch that. Any Natsu fight scene, I will watch that all day long, with the music and the ramping and the awesome lines. Just that puts me in the best mood. That's Fairy Tail's the anime. If I'm in a bad mood, I just need to like zen out and like feel pumped, then I go to Fairy Tail. So any Natsu fight scene, absolutely watch anytime.
That's cool.
And then Violet Evergarden. There's the scene with the mother. And that's all I'll say to people who haven't watched it yet, because not a lot of people have. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's an episode involving a mother, and whew, that hits right in the feels every single time.
I know what you mean. No, that's true. That you need to save it for people. But that's cool. That's
Mhm.
cool. Those are really really good scenes. And do you mostly watch in sub or dub or mixture of both?
I'm dyslexic, so I usually do a mixture.
Mm,
I'll probably choose the dub, but if I'm watching with other people and they're like, we gotta watch the sub, and I'm like, okay, cool. But I'll watch the dub with the sub too, so I can see the original lines and how they're supposed to be, and I get the
sure.
dub so I can like compare and contrast. So
Yeah,
that's always fun too.
that's really good because we spoke to Bruce Elliott the other day, a couple of days ago. And who does he play in Fairy Tale Biovio? Do you remember?
Oh man, I don't remember for the life of me. I'll look it up right quick.
Yeah, he was saying he played someone in Fairy Tale, and that was one of his favorite roles to play. So listening, and
Sure.
he's a dub. He plays he voices Whitebeard in One Piece as well,
Oh
um,
wow.
and a few other incredible characters. But yeah, I haven't actually got into Fairy Tale as of yet. I've based on what you've said, I think I'll jump on as well. Add it to my list.
It's
Well,
epic. The fight scene music is bagpipes, like
ooh,
rocking bagpipes. It's awesome.
cool. I've never heard
Yeah,
rocking bagpipes. That sounds really really cool. Yeah, no, and wearing a kilt on my wedding day, I deserve some rocking bagpipes.
absolutely. Yeah.
Biovia, what does he do?
His character's name is Makarov, I believe.
Dude, that's awesome. That's the best. So the way fairy tale, I'm gonna just explain fairy tale. There's everyone's a wizard, but pretty much if you join this adventuring guild, basically, kind of like in D&D, there's wizard guilds, and they go off and do quests and adventures and stuff like that. And there's conflicts between the guilds sometimes. And he's the leader of the fairy tale guild, Makarov.
Ah,
Hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah,
if
no,
I'm getting
his
his name right.
his voice is incredible. So listen to that interview if you haven't already. He's a really cool guy, and he didn't want to give us his
Mhm.
age. He looked about 32, but he's an older man. But he's very very talented at what he does.
Mm,
So yeah, he was fun to talk to. Happy of you.
Oh yeah, for
that's
sure.
awesome.
And just getting to talk to him, like he's such a nice guy, and just the way that he carries his voice, you're like, this guy's just oozing with talent. Even at his age, it's just oozing with talent. Genuine legend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very
Fantastic.
true. All right. Well, let's get some improv scenes out there. So Weston, do you do any? I know you said you do a little bit of voice acting. Do you do any voices or any characters?
Oh yeah. Uh, I love doing accents. Since we're talking about Scotland, I'll do my Scottish accent. Love doing accents. It's my favorite. Uh, and I can do switch accents on a dime too. I love doing that. Switch Southern, switch back to Scottish, and switch to British if I can. Uh, but also if you do voices, you can get in here and do Scottish accent, but you can like increase the timbre of it and do it into high range. It's fine. Like just do it in like a little gnomish character, you know. To law Russian accent, he's be a big brawny Boris, and the tough man who loves donuts or something like that.
Have you checked this on your TikTok? I think people will go crazy for your accents. They're great.
I did a little on my spam account on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah.
remember those.
Yeah.
That's
I'll tell
cool.
you one improv that I want to do
Mhm.
with you. I think we need to have a slight reunion of the crew of the Starship Steam.
Absolutely. Gotta remember my character's voice. And
It
his
was
name.
Hikari, if that
Oh,
helps.
Hikaru. Hikaru. Yes,
All
Hikari
right.
does not like this.
Well,
Yes,
let's say you two are meeting after a long time not being together and seen.
Mm.
Arr! Hikari! May that be you? It is me, old Captain Jack.
Oh, Captain Jack. Hikari has missed you, but Hikari is in an awkward position, actually. Hikari, the thing Hikari stole last time we talked, Hikari, it is lost, and Hikari need help to get back, and that's why Hikari has found you.
Oh, I thought we'd just run into each other at the bar, but I guess it'd be more planned than that. Okay. I forget you stole the thing, so let me guess. You need to borrow me crew. Denny is all still on there. We got the navigator woman. She's still a little crazy in the head, but other than that, the ship's ready to go. If you need some help, you can always count on old Captain Jack.
I'm glad that you did not remember that I did not tell you I stole it, but you're completely on board. I did not. I stole it. Yeah, of course. I'm so glad we're friends enough where I can tell you I stole something and you just did not get it. I love this. Hikari loved this. Yes.
You guys are real good. That's amazing. That's real good. I like how he sees Hikari so much as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was great.
Oh, my
especially when we had some of the characters like in the first one, I distinctly remember he did not like this one person. So much so that it was every time this character spoke, Hikari would scratch him on the face. And I mean, it was every time.
I forgot that because I can't remember why I was annoyed by the character, but
because he had that telepathy, and so every time that he would speak, he'd be like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about," and then he would he couldn't control his thoughts; they all went to everyone. So he'd be like, "I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense." And then it'd be, "Oh, I totally know what they're talking about. It's that thing that they're looking for is right over there under the starship, and if you go into the blah blah blah," and they're like, "Dude, you need to shut up."
Yeah, and you talk in your head. So Hikari's like, "If you talk in my head again, or if you talk in Hikari's head again, Hikari will cut you every single time." So every time you hear the voice of that, you scratch.
I love that. That's really cool. Wow. Oh, you weren't wrong about the improv. All right, let's do one more. I'll come up with this one. We need an anime one in there. I'd like you to be Biovio. Could you potentially be Hinosuke from Demon Slayer? Have you seen Demon Slayer, Weston?
I've not, no.
That's fine. Just pretend he's a random guy. So this is what you're seeing. All right, you're a Scottish man in the bush, and you're out hunting, and you end up seeing this man with a boar head on his head, a boar head mask, very ripped, well-developed man with 2 swords, and really, that makes it even better you haven't seen Demon Slayer, and scene.
What are you? Oh my gosh, you got the head of a boar. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Inosuke Hashibira, and this is not just some boar. This is the Lord God of the mountain. I'll have you know that. And what the heck is that in your hand? It looks stupid.
It's just my sword I go out hunting with. You seem to have bigger swords than I do. Not that it's a competition. It's like not a competition. Who has the better sword? Mine's a bit smaller, but it's not the size that matters. It's how you use it. So I say. That's what my mother says. But not that's what my mother ever sees my sword. No, that's not it at all. I wouldn't say that. Per chance. No, I wouldn't say that. But no, you are very impressive with your boar heads and your swords. Two swords. Do you double wield those? Oh, it's very impressive.
Of course I double wield them. That way I can slice and dice all the demons' heads that I come across. I get them and I use my beast breathing and I slice all their heads off and then I throw them away. Sometimes I'll even stomp on them. Or if I'm really not finding it, I'll go and I'll pull a prank on all the villagers and throw them at random children as they walk by.
Are you saying there's demons around here?
What do you mean? Of course there's demons around here. You're not gonna cut them with that stupid thing. You need one of those fancy Nichirado swords or whatever they're called. And I'm willing to bet you don't know any breathing styles either. How lame are you? You're not going to be able to cut a demon's head off with that thing.
Breathing styles? I thought it was just, take the sword and the choppy bit and, the sharp end and you you hitting the bad end. I was just looking for rabbits to bring home to my mother. I mean, my girlfriend, not my mother. Associate parental.
That's perfect, guys. That's awesome. I love that. I love that you had a prop. You were ready
Yes.
for improv there. That was awesome.
He's never without a sword, like anywhere he goes. I promise
Never
you.
without arm, never, not in arm's reach.
That's awesome. My cheeks are actually so sore from smiling so much this episode, which is annoying. But that was great. That was fantastic. I love it. I love it. You guys are Weston, you're very, very talented. And for those, for the fans to follow you along and follow your journey and maybe see some thirst traps with your girlfriend. What are your handles?
Yeah, I'm at the _Weston Young at pretty much everywhere. That I tried to make it as uniform as possible. So at the _Weston Young, all one word, lowercase.
That's
everywhere.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And could you potentially, to finish off, say for us, in any accent you want, I am Weston Young, and welcome to the Anime Dad podcast.
Hi, I'm Weston Young. Welcome to the Anime Dad podcast.